You all know what's coming, right?
Yeah, we know.
Welcome to the weird, wild ride called the Amazon Influencer Program.
I don't want to be here.
So it is a new month. It is now October, which means that I can share my September results with you all. And I have a feeling you know exactly how this is going to turn out because everybody has been commenting on my videos, and I've seen lots of posts on social media complaining about the click landslide, the click downfall that happened in mid-September. What a crazy, weird month. I literally had one of the best couple of weeks that I've ever had starting out in September. I thought, holy cow, this is going to be a great month. And then it just dropped off the cliff. And the last few weeks of September were probably some of the worst I've ever had. I even went down to, let me look, $19.97 on a single day when I was up in the 300 range, over $300 a couple days in September. So what a crazy swing.
It's so crazy.
I know that this has been happening to lots of people, and I think the two main changes were, one, I believe they removed the bottom carousel around that time, and they added extra videos to the top carousel. I think Amazon's thinking is, let's get rid of the bottom carousel, but allow more of those videos to show up inside of the top carousel. And so far that has created a drastic click decline. And when you're not getting clicks on your videos, obviously you are not making as much commissions, i.e. you are not making as much money, and that is the case. So one of the best months and worst months in the same exact month. That's pretty crazy, but let's take a closer look at exactly how this looked. Okay, so if you're familiar with this, this is my Amazon spreadsheet where I show you my total earnings for the past month. I will put a link in the description below if you want to follow along at home, or if you want to copy this and use it for your own records. It's a pretty simple, watered down spreadsheet. You could probably do a lot better than this, but if you want a starting point, you can just copy and paste what I've done here. Okay, so in September, I added an extra 28 videos. Now, also to reiterate, I know I've probably talked about this in previous videos. I am not buying things, reviewing them, and then trying to sell them because I don't want a bunch of tire kicker coming over to my house and asking me how much things cost and can they pay this amount. I don't really want to get into the world of reselling these products. At the beginning of this program, I was considering doing that, and I know I've recommended it to many of you if you want to really scale this business up, and I still believe that that could be a viable method. I'm just an introvert. I stopped working at a corporate job with people because I wanted to be left alone in my house essentially, and I didn't want to deal with a lot of people. So for me, it's a hard decision to resell the stuff. So again, I'm only buying products essentially that I need. Like I ran out of dish soap. I'll buy new dish soap on Amazon and do a review of it. If I need new shoes for a wedding, new dress shoes, I'll figure out which dress shoes on Amazon I think I can rank for. I'll buy those, I'll bring them to my house, I'll make sure I understand them and figure out what good sales pitches would be on them, and then I'll do a review of them. So that 28 videos are truly things that I bought that I just kind of needed, or that maybe some of my family members had that I thought were really cool and that I needed to do a review on.
Nobody cares.
Just get to it already.
So I added 28 extra reviews to my storefront in September, which, if you can do the math quicker than I can do this, is 453 total vids. So I have 453 total videos on my storefront, which resulted in 19,280 clicks. Now here's where you start to see really what was happening. So way back here in June, they also did some crazy roller coaster ride tests on Amazon, and my clicks dropped way down into the 18,900 range, right around the 1,900 range. So I was up in the $4,000 earnings, 4,900, and then I dropped back down to 3733 because the clicks were so low because of a lot of the changes that happened in June. But then they corrected those things in July, and then we had Prime Day and things were inflated and things looked awesome. Fast forward to September, and again, I thought the month was going to start out more like July and it was going to be a record month because I was really riding high for the first week or two. But then they made those changes to the carousels and how many videos were in the top carousel, and bam, back down to 19,000 clicks, back where I was in June. And I take my shoppable videos and I put those on YouTube as well. So that endeavor has created an extra $103.43. So I have around that many videos on YouTube, but 453 videos on YouTube with just standard Amazon affiliate links is making me around $100 a month. I still think it's worth it, especially when this channel gets monetized. It's gonna make double that at least. But here it is. Here comes the big number. What happened after it tanked? What happened after I stopped making $300 a day and started making $19 on a single day? What did that look like to my earnings? Well, it looked like this. I made $3,667.74 on my shoppable videos, very similar to where it was back here when I had about the similar amount of clicks. And if you add my YouTube earnings to that, that means last month I managed to make $3,771.17.
I expected worse.
Now that's still a full-time income for me. I need about $3,000 a month in order to pay all my bills. So anything over $3,000 a month essentially allows me to live without dipping into my savings. But that is an important part that I'm hoping people are sticking around for, because I did a video on this channel, I think it was labeled "Should I Quit My Job?" where I explain why I'm able to do this, why I'm able to quit my corporate job and focus on things like this, how I can take months that are low and still survive them. And if you're not in a position to do those things, I think this might not be a program where you should just dive headfirst into this the first month you make a full-time living and then assume that it's going to stay like that and quit your job and just try to build this, because there are major fluctuations here. I was able to do it because I methodically planned it out and put enough money away to make it possible. If you haven't done that pre-work and you don't have a lifestyle that can let you dip down into $1,000 a month and still survive, then be careful doing this as your full-time job. Make sure it's still a side business at best.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
So that amount of money with that amount of clicks means that my EPC was at 19 cents, which is right around where it was really. It fluctuates up to 22 cents, 20 cents, 20 cents, 19 cents, pretty standard, but the clicks were so low that even though I'm making around the same amount per click, there were so few clicks last month compared to other months that the earnings turned out to be low. My earnings per video went way down to $8.32, pretty much the lowest it's been since February. So every one of the videos on my channel only made me $8.32 last month, which is crazy. Earnings per day was $125.71. Again, $100 per day is that sweet spot where I need to be to make a full-time living. So that's the number I really focus on. I really want this to get up over 200 soon, and I think in Q4 we could get there. My earnings per video per day is 28 cents. It is down pretty much, as low as it's been since February. So every day that I had a video live on my storefront, that video made me 28 cents extra. That's crazy. But whether or not you would consider this good news, that is still, if I'm only making $3,700 a month, that is still a $45,000 business that I have built from home in my pajamas. So it's still an amazing program. I love it. I want to stress the fluctuations that can happen in this program. You can have major ups, you can have major downs. You can be making $6,000 one month, $3,000 the next month. I've heard some people saying that they're dropping down into the hundreds and they have hundreds of videos like I do. So it can be all over the place. Everybody's journey is different. Just be very careful. And like I said, please go watch that video about how I quit my job. That's going to help you understand why I don't panic when I see really low months like this. To me, it's not as big of a deal as it might be to some other people. And that video is going to explain exactly why. And if you like this sort of stuff, then please do all those things you're supposed to do to help the channel grow. And I'll see you in the next one.
I hope this one gets better.